The time is 7 p.m. There are 4 members of council present. A quorum is established. I call this meeting to order. Will you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have several members of the public who have wished to address the council tonight. I would just ask the members who are the members of the public who have wished to address council to try to keep your comments to 5 minutes, please. When I call your name, just step up to the podium and introduce yourself, and then the floor will be yours. We'll start tonight with Mr. Wes Taylor, Joy Short, Linda Spencer. Hello, Linda.
I'm Linda Spencer. I want to thank you, Mayor, for letting me speak tonight.
Absolutely.
Before I start, I just want to say thank you to you and the council members for all your work and dedication to make this the best town around. It's just so much to be proud of. And I want you to know it doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
The reason I'm here, I live in Garden Springs, and several years ago, the council decided to make one side of the streets in Garden Springs no parking in order for emergency vehicles, school buses, or whatnot to have access through there. But on my street, which is Tamarack's, if you go west on Tamarack's, I'm on that side, on the left side, and the mailboxes are all on that side. In fact, I have 3 in my front yard. I was in Florida one winter, and I came home, the 3rd mailbox was there, and I don't know, that's a whole issue, that's with the post office. But the city placed those no parking signs on the other side. So that leaves my problem, limited parking, plus blocking my mailbox. Now, there's been, through the years, I've gone 2 days without mail because, and the post office did clear this up, if they're not able to pull in, drop the mail, go, then they're told to bring the mail back to the post office and try it the next day. I've gone 2 days sometimes without mail. I police this myself lots of times and put notes on cars and whatnot. People just don't think, they don't realize. But I've talked to several people. I've talked to the police department. Didn't really get any help there, and it was just kind of back and forth. And finally, I talked to Mayor Watts, and he said, "Could you come and just tell the council?" I guess I need to understand why that side of the street, does it have to be that side that's no parking? Could maybe my side be no parking, possibly. I don't know the rules and why that's set up or how it was determined what side was no parking. But I just have a problem. I can't always get my mail, and it's kind of it's just a weird thing. I haven't understood it. The post office has told me a little bit more about it and why the mailboxes. They did explain just last week that that's his route. Some people have their own mailbox in their yard, and that's all. But for where he goes up Magnolia, turns left on Shoemore, comes down to Tamarack's, that's on his way out. So that's why the mailboxes are on my side. So I understood that better. But I don't know if y'all can help me or not. I don't know those rules, so that's why I'm here.
Yeah. Linda, I'm sorry, can you just verify your address for the council?
Yes, sir, it's 104.
104, and just so the council knows, I did get a printout of her home. So you have that in front of you, so. Sorry, Dr. King.
I was just gonna ask, as far as your request really is that we change that no parking lane to the opposite side of the street, or to your side of the street, so that also it'll be open for the mail, and it would also be open for emergency vehicles.
It would open up more parking too.
Yeah.
I don't care. I know we mentioned, some someone would talk about a yellow curb and stuff, that would help maybe a little, but you're still limited to parking on that side because of all the mailboxes. The neighbor next door has 3 or 4 in their front yard, so there's just not a lot of space. If the opposite side, that just seems to be a no-brainer to me, but like I said, I don't know the rules and why that's the open area.
Are there mailboxes on the other side of the street?
No,
Okay.
not on my street.
Okay.
My street has them all on the left side
Understood.
going west, because
Right.
he comes around, comes out going east onto Magnolia, so all of them are on the right-hand side.
Okay.
West and east, you lose me on
I'm
west and east.
sorry.
That's okay. But if we come down Magnolia and we turn left onto,
To Tamarack's, you come down the hill, you turn left, you'll pass,
Azalea.
and then Tamarack's, you turn left,
Yeah.
and I'm the second house, but
Yeah.
when you're going that way, you're going west.
okay.
And the mailboxes are on the left-hand side, and no parking's on the right-hand side.
Do they abide by the no parking over there?
They
people-
do,
Okay.
they do. Yeah, they do, you know, people just, I don't think realize they're in front of the mailbox, they just don't, I don't know what it is.
So the mailboxes are the issue.
Sometimes, beg your pardon, what did you
The
say?
mailboxes then are, they're parking correctly, but the mailboxes then are on the wrong side of the road. Is that what you're saying?
Right
No,
side.
they're not necessarily, they're okay, it's just people are parking
In front of-
There's a limited space.
Oh, okay.
And you know, like, one instance, this morning, there was a truck with a trailer on the back of it, and they were working, it was a service truck, and they took up a big space, which prevented me from getting my mail. I called the number on the door of the truck, and they were able to move it someplace, and from but there's just not that much space. Obviously, the post office is not gonna let us change mailboxes.
Do you want the signs? I guess I'm trying to figure out what you're asking.
What
us
about
to
signs,
do.
putting
Move
up,
the signs on
says
the
do
other
not
side?
block mailboxes, I mean, could we have one made, Nathan, or, I mean,
Well,
would
you know, that's a lot of signs up there.
well, I mean, every one of them, but if you put a few up through there, you might be able to get by there.
Well, excuse me, but once Al asked me to go out and look at it this afternoon, it's the only part in most subdivisions that all the mailboxes are on one side. So I know what they're saying because they go up the hill, come back down.
It's weird.
But
that,
the reason the no parking is on the other side is we've always tried to put the no parking on the side where the fire hydrants are. So people won't be blocking fire hydrants, you know what I mean, if there's a
I
fire.
understand.
But in that little section of yours, the fire hydrant is actually on the corner of Magnolia and Tamarix, and on the corner of Tamarix and Tamarix. So it's not really on the street. So if you all wanted to change your ordinance to make it the north side of the street, or the south side of the street, no parking, we just have to change 2 signs. You know what I mean? And then that way nobody would block the mailboxes, because they were all blocked today when I went out there.
Can we make
That's
a
all you
motion?
have to do is change your ordinance.
We have to change the ordinance, so I would recommend, Mr. Council, and for you all to go look at it.
Now, let's look at it before. we
And then
change the
two,
ordinance.
let's get a recommendation from the Director of Public Works, what he thinks would fix it, and then we could have it on the agenda for next month. Linda, how long has this been going on?
For years.
For years? How many years? You told me. I know the ordinance is,
Probably 20.
the ordinance is 2007, so I told you it's been going on this long. If it takes us 2 months, then
Was there
we'll
an-
get it addressed
Was
and
there an
fixed.
event though
so.
that sort of precipitated your worry about your mailbox being blocked? Was there an event that
Yeah,
sort
there's
of
a
made
couple
you
of days you
worry?
didn't get them.
Well, I guess being an older person and not tolerant of things, I did miss getting some mail that was important that I received 2 days ago. So that was.
Because the mailman couldn't get to the
He
mail.
couldn't get in, so that was one thing, but I'm tired of policing it. And that's why I was hoping maybe there would be a simple fix, so it's just something I don't want to deal with.
I don't blame you.
Hey,
So it's the
I'll
ordinance-
meet with Nathan in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, we'll find a solution. I told you, we'll get it
I just
fixed.
appreciate you listening to me.
Yes.
and I just want
That's
to
what
talk
we're
about
for.
there and see what could be.
I told you, I just recognize and applaud your patience, because if I came home to find a mailbox in my front yard, I don't think I'd be very happy or react well. So you've done amazingly well with
Don't
that.
mess with mailboxes, don't mess with mailboxes.
Right. Linda, we'll find a solution to this. So thank you so very much for coming forward. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Nathan.
Next, Sarah Sands.
Good evening.
Good evening, Sarah.
I want to thank you all also for entertaining me and at least providing us a forum as a neighborhood to talk about something that I feel like a lot of members of my community are very concerned about. The flooding that tends to happen in the Bridget Hills estate has increasingly gotten worse, especially over the last 5 years or so. I've noticed an increase in the flooding to the point where I believe that it's posing danger to the residents of that neighborhood. Before I came to speak with you all, I went door to door to each one of our neighbors. This includes Wakefel, Anson, Tenney, Hamilton, Scott, Jackson, Fox, Bridget, Cassandra, Trina, and Sophia Court. All of the areas that would be kind of enclosed in the Locust, Queen Street area. If you all are long-term residents, and I know that you are, everybody is aware that right through that area, it floods. I knew that when I moved into the area. That was not a well-kept secret. But I've noticed within the last 5 years, the frequency of that flooding and the degree of the flooding has really amplified. I'm not sure of the cause of that. I don't know if it's the newer neighborhood that's up on Queen Street as you go closer to Dairy Queen, or I'm not sure if it's debris that has collected in Hingston Creek. That's not my specialty. I'm no engineer, I'm no environmentalist, I have no earthly idea. But after speaking with all of the residents in our neighborhood, I do have a little bit more information about their experience with the flooding and how it's impacted them on a very personal level. Just to go over our neighborhood's demographic. Our neighborhood, which I'll refer to as the Bridget Hills subdivision, constitutes one of the most diverse neighborhoods in all of Mount Sterling. 51% of the neighborhood happens to be African American, at least the ones that I have been able to survey. 20% are Hispanic and 29% happen to be white. The average age of the people that were surveyed were 52 years of age, and more often than not, those residents have been there for at least 10 years. So that would suggest that we're more on the retirement side of a group than anything. Those residents, everyone that I surveyed, and I was able to get 68 people to participate in the survey going door to door, all of them have experienced flooding during their residence there. Each one of them had different impressions of how often it flooded and how much it impacted their lives. Those who live more on my side of town, on the upper hill past Du Bois, the flooding only affects us as far as like we've got to pick a different route to get in and out of the neighborhood. It might add 3 more minutes of transit time to us. But those who live more at the foothill of Tenney and Fox, they seem to be more troubled by that. I don't know if you all are familiar with Miss Teresa Potts, but back in 2021, she and her husband had to raise their home up on blocks. I can't remember exactly how far they raised their home, but it was to accommodate the floodwaters and how it continually rose. Of the people that I surveyed, 80% said, when I asked this question, how would you rate the impact of the flooding in our neighborhood? 80% said that it was severe.